Hello, all. So, as we are talking about the future versions or the latest features in the latest release, I stumbled upon a video from previous releases which I missed for some reasons. And after watching that video, I thought this is very important to talk about in terms of knowing how things are changing in Business Central. So, today we'll be talking about the first ever jump version of Business Central. That may sound, oh, what's a jump version? What happens with the jump version? And how does it impacts you as a partner or as a customer? And what is in this feature or in this jump version for us and how it benefits our extension? So let's figure it out. Okay. So I was watching a release video, the launch event video of last year, I guess, where I was searching something. I ended up into that video. So let's understand first the word jump version. So jump version is nothing. It is a new name to the old concept. But if you have done upgrades in the past in NAV, you had to make some uh, breaks in the middle. So let's take a very simple example. If you're coming from NAV 2009, and I'm only talking about North America right now, I know there are different countries have different rules, and you're going to, let's say, Business Central 14. In that case, you can only go from 2009 to 2015, and then from 2015 to Business Central 14. So your 2015 becomes the jump version. Now there is a whole concept of why there were jump versions in NAV, and what does that mean from a Business Central perspective. We're not going into the NAV word. We're not going to talk about it. Let's focus on the jump version with respect to Business Central. So what happened is, as of today, when we are on Business Central 23, 24, we can come from any version directly to Business Central 23 and to Business Central SaaS. So as of today, if I have to upgrade a customer, I will have to bring them to Business Central 14. And then if they are going to SaaS, I can directly upgrade to SaaS. Or I, I can upgrade to latest version on-prem, which is Business Central 23 at this moment, or 24, right? You don't have to take a break in the middle of your upgrade process and then go to another version. So that is causing a problem, and we'll understand what the problem is. But let's understand what is going to happen in future, and these slides are from that session. So the new upgrade strategy going forward is, if your customers are, let's say, on Business Central 14, and if they're not, you bring them to Business Central 14, you will have to upgrade to Business Central 25, because that would become the jump version to either go to 26 or 27 on-prem, or to go to Business Central SaaS. So you cannot replicate from any of these versions, which are pre-25 to SaaS. One rule, you will have to come to 25 while you are making this transition. Sounds crazy? We'll understand the reasoning behind it, why Microsoft have to do this, and what opportunities it brings us to the on the table for us. Additionally, on that video, it's very clearly mentioned that going forward, with every 5 version, there will be a jump version. So 25 was a jump, will be a jump version, and then version 30.x will be a jump version. So in every 5 releases, major releases, you'll get a jump version. So what do you have to do going forward? If your customer is saying, I want to upgrade to 26.x, and you will have to bring them to BC14, and then you'll have to upgrade to 25.x, and then from there you can go to 26. If they're going SaaS, then you can replicate to SaaS. Now that sounds a little bit of change in the process, and let's understand why Microsoft had to do it and how does it helps us. So first, let's talk about Microsoft. In NAV version, and I don't want to be wrong here, I guess 2018. And if I'm wrong, add it into the comment section. Microsoft added a property at a field level as well as a table level, which is the obsolete stage. If you don't remember this, let me try to open my old NAV environment. If I have, I'm pretty sure I don't have 2018, but I should have a BC14. Let me see. Yes. So in this version of Business Central or NAV back then, Microsoft did introduce a property at a field level, which is the obsolete state and obsolete region. Why you are obsoleting it? You list it here. And the obsolete state was no, which is table is not obsolete. Pending will be removed in future, and removed means you cannot utilize this table going forward. And the same properties were available at the table level. If you want to mark a table obsolete, you can even do that here, obsolete state and obsolete region. So these two properties, if I'm not wrong, were available from NAV 2018. But what happens with that is once you set these properties, and there are so many tables, and if you just want to take a wild guess, let me open the base app from Microsoft of version 24. Let me explain you here first. So when I go into the base app, and there was this table, if you remember, old version people, there was a table called product group, which was obsolete way earlier in the game. This table still exists in Business Central 24. Surprise, surprise. This table still exists, but it was obsolete in 15, which is a little bit wrong, I guess. Yeah, it was removed in what, 15, but it was tagged as to be removed in earlier versions. But this table still exists in the database in your SQL Server if you're on-prem, and surely in SaaS, but you can't see it on SaaS, right? In the same way, the item table has fields, or not just item table, but just for reference, there are these field with obsolete state removed. Now what they do? These fields are supposed to be not available, but they are available for some reasons. We'll understand that why. So when we were talking about previously about the jump versions in NAV, because it was not SaaS, Microsoft was able to delete fields rather than marking them obsolete and go ahead with it by handle it via the upgrade code unit logic. In Business Central world, you cannot make destructive changes on SaaS for sure, but Microsoft follows the same app on SaaS as well as on on-prem, so they don't make destructive changes. The upgrade logic that you can write using upgrade code unit does not have a way to make changes where you are deleting objects or deleting tables and fields, to be very specific. But what happens with that? Why Microsoft is introducing this jump? Because if you look just at the base app, if you extract the source code of the base app from your productivity and you just search for obsolete state as removed, which means these tables or these objects are no longer required and no one is using them. You cannot use them because they are obsolete state removed. You can't build a table extension on it. You can't build add data into it because these are obsolete. And these has been removed. So if you look at it, this list is pretty huge. There are 508 results just in the base app. I'm not talking about the system app. I'm not talking about other apps from Microsoft. So there are a lot of fields and a lot of tables that are marked as obsolete. But because they exist behind the scene on your SQL Server, they surely impact the performance. And sometime in future, Microsoft will have to delete them. Now, this is not clear, but I'm pretty sure this is the way forward, that in these jump versions, Microsoft somehow, hopefully bringing back the upgrade code unit logic, will delete these tables and fields which are marked as obsolete as removed. Great. And that's the reason, because when you upgrade, if I go to the previous slide, when you go from any prior version to Business Central SaaS, what actually happens is all your data get copied from Business Central 14 exactly to SaaS as it is. If there was data, let's say on a table which is obsolete, after version 14, the data will still reside on that table in SaaS. And then after your replication is over, you run an upgrade process, which then deletes the data and moves it to the right table where it should be. And that happens for all these versions until unless you are upgrading from the exact version which is matching to the version on SaaS. That's the only reason that when you upgrade from the exact version which is on-prem and SaaS, you don't have to run the upgrade step because all the data is in the right set of tables. So to achieve this, to facilitate deletion of these fields and table, Microsoft will not be able to support any migration from 14 or any version before the jump, because then your SaaS schema of the tables and the fields that they exist will be different from any prior version. It'll only match to the breaking version or the jump version that you have. So that's why Microsoft have to do it, to make sure that there's no junk code, there's no junk tables, fields, whatever those are, and they get removed from your environments. Okay. And that's the reason that you have to upgrade to a jump version going forward. You can't just directly upgrade to a 26 or a 27 version. And doing it every 5 years is a great plan, because then your especially your table schema and tables are up to date and there is no junk available. But what it is for you in this? Now there are two things. Other than Microsoft, there are ISVs and then there are partners or independent developers who are working for the customers. For ISVs, because they operate in SaaS, they also have to follow the Microsoft policy to not make any destructive change and only mark those fields as obsolete. And people who have worked for ISVs and have built these extensions understand that we don't get it right on the first go, right? Or we make changes into the product where it will be destructive. And I know for a fact, because I've worked in one of those, there are a lot of obsolete field in a lot of ISVs right now, because we are trying to figure out the best for our customers. We wanted to build a solution or provide a solution which will make their life simpler and easier. And in doing that, there are a lot of obsolete field. So when the jump version is announced, keep a very close eye on how Microsoft will be handling these destructive changes, especially in SaaS for sure and on-prem, and apply those logic into all your cleaning of your ISV app. Okay, but let's assume I'm not Microsoft, I'm not an ISV developer, I might be an independent developer versus a partner who's building PTEs for customer. What is in for me? You may not be utilizing the obsolete stage property, and this is in hope, this is in guess. But when Microsoft brings in that feature where you can will be able to delete the obsolete field, and my favorite part is that it happens via upgrade code in it, hopefully, that'll also open a route for you to kind of handle or even break your extension into logical pieces. And that all will be possible in every 5 years going forward after Business Central 25.x, when that gets released. So I prefer that the database, or especially the code, is as clean as possible. And after watching that video, I was super excited that yes, it's that time to clean up my code. Anything that I have done, which I was not able to do or delete till now, I'll be able to delete in these different versions. And then then my code will be cleaner and it'll be easy to maintain because there is no obsolete. A new developer joining in the team will not get confused why I marked all these fields or tables as obsolete. So keep an eye on 25.x, not exactly 25.x, I guess. Once 26 is released, then your 25 becomes a jump version. But we should see some glimpse of it in 25.x, which should be by end of this year, I guess. So once you are on 25.x, we need to have a closer look into the upgrade part of it because that will bring some changes which will be very interesting to see. So let me know into the comments how you think about the jump versions. Do you think it's a great initiative? Do you like the idea? Do you understand the concept of the jump version and why it was needed? And why the customers who have not upgraded till now will have to go an extra edge for them via a jump version in going forward? If you like the content, hit the like button. If you think this is the information that your colleagues and friends should know, hit the share button. And if you haven't, you know the drill, hit the subscribe button because there is a lot coming up about Business Central into this channel and will keep coming up. Questions, thoughts, views about this, please add it into the comment section and I'll try to reply all those comments. Till next time, have a great day and I'll see you sooner than later. Thank you.